I've left you all waiting long enough. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello, everybody. Let me run down the list. Hi, Tona. Thank you for the subscription, by the way. Hi, Hatch. Secretly lurking in the shadows from the first moments. How sneaky of you. Hi, Kit. Hi, Mary. Hello, Boingo. Hypna, Wraith. Doru. Didn't expect to see you here, bud. How you doing? Quo. Hello. Hello, everybody. It's been a really long time. I'm glad to see everyone here. I didn't expect everyone to be showing up for my ow. Hi, Joe. I didn't expect everyone to be showing up for a last minute off the normal schedule jam, but I felt restless. You know, in the way that you don't get to do something for a while. $60! Yeah. You know what? I feel like $60 right now. Ah, fuck. Is it necessary? Ah, shit. $60! Okay. Is it necessary to fuck you? Dodge. I can't. I'm under 4 feet. You think I can duck and roll past all this? Knock it off. Oh, fuck. Fuck Christ. Alright. I'm glad to see that you're all very excited. $60! Thank you, Quo. Thank you for letting Boingo out of the cage. Yeah, I'm,
Why is dodging a subroutine? It's not that complex.
Fuck. Jesus Christ.
What's that? That's nothing. It's just $60. What's
wrong with God, what a day to come back. You know what? It's hot in here. I'm gonna turn my fan back on. I just turned it off. I'm turning it back on. Fuck. Fuck. We really need to boost $60. Is it really quiet?
We love you, Leshii. We pelt you with love because we love you. Botes.
Botes. Redeem cost? Yeah, probably. What is it at now? I forget what I put $60 at. 600. Well, that's
your son.
Fuck.
That's your son.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We're watching you beat your son up, because I get your son probably got cocky with you, but you don't tee off on your son's face on television. It's crazy.
600 is roughly 3 hours worth of points, unless you get bonuses or whatever. So it should be probably fine.
To your son. That kid has brain damage now. 100%.
60 books.
Maybe he'll be fine. Over it, but maybe you
Thank you,
fucked him
Hatch.
up.
Do we have to get rid of that one too? Nah, you know what? No, it's funny. It's funny and it doesn't name anyone by name. I think it's fine. It's vague enough. It's fine. It's applicable to everything. Hollywood isn't applicable to everything, you know. My dog's flipping out behind me. He's just having a grand old time ruffling through the covers.
I got a quest for you.
Excellent.
Hello?
Oh, hey, Hatch.
I'll just leave it on the ground.
What good luck.
Just right here. And, you know, and, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Mumpy's eating your quest. I'll let you
Oh my God.
I gotta go.
I love that one, Hatch. It's one of my favorites, easily.
We are in absolute hog heaven. The Leshii is amazing. And did you know that one Leshii can take down the entire mushroom ecosystem in North America?
It's true, I can. I choose not to. Can I give your best $60? I can't because the kid's sleeping two rooms over. So I will I will have to decline, but thank you. Whisper yell, soft yell. I don't think I can. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't think I can yell right now. It's very late. It's very late and the kids just went to bed. perhaps in a mid-afternoon stream, I'll redeem myself. One sec. You want to get down? Is that so? Okay. You want an ASMR $60? I don't know how well my mic will pick it up, but we'll try. $60. Donate now. $60. How was that? Do you tingle for $60 worth of tingles? Do you feel relaxed? Financially devastated. Yeah, that checks out.
Excellent!
You know what, y'all? Y'all seem to appreciate that. I'll say yes, we did complete that quest. Good job, everybody. You missed Hog streams? Well, I missed having you around, Hatch. Thank you. Fuck. Okay. God, we've only been going for almost 15 minutes. Granted, a lot of that was starting soon screen. Sorry, I took some time to myself to get a beverage. Just so I can swallow the ice wrong and nearly choke to death. Excuse me. We're gonna play Sunless Seas, because I really like it, and I've never beaten it, and I like it a lot, and the only way I ever beat games is when it's on stream. Make note that I've only beaten like 3 or 4 games on stream, but I'm gonna try. This fun game is good storytelling is whatever, you know, baby. It's whatever you want it to be. Those who don't, excuse me. You know what? This is already giving us the preamble, so I'll go ahead and begin reading the tale. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Untersee. We are sailors. One sec. Are you inconsolable, little guy? Absolutely inconsolable. Okay, here we go. Like 2/3, half, maybe all of London fell through a sinkhole so deep underground that they can't get out, which is very cool. There's a big old ocean down here. It's crazy. It's like a Hollow Earth situation, except if it was spooky and cool and not like dweeby and anti-Semitic. Ugh. And we are a sailor in the Untersee, fighting off horrid demon beasts and scurvy alike, as one does. We're gonna pick our past, decide who you were and what you want to be. You lodge in a room above the Blind Helmsman, a rather popular but very run-down tavern in Fallen London. Now you're a captain. Now you belong to the Untersee, but who were you before? A street urchin. Your urchin gang cast you out when you grew too tall. It's not me. You took to sea rather than graduate to larger crimes. The last big score was enough to buy a ship. Thought I was playing Dredge. Well, you know, similar vibes. I'll get back to Dredge soon, I promise. I gotta set up a couple things to prepare for that, but it's on the list. A poet, educated and articulate. Anyone watching now knows that's not me. You seek sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanished father had a rich patron, it seems. A veteran of the campaign of '68. You fought in the invasion of hell. London's armies lost. You survived. Your loot and your pension have bought you command. Maybe. Happy to see me streaming? Well, thank you. Recently moved cities, so this is a real treat to be able to open Twitch to. Well, I hope you have a good time, and I hope the city treats you well. Were we an ordained priest? You fell from grace. There's nothing left ashore for you. An anonymous benefactor has found this way out for you. Perhaps at Z you can overcome your appetites. Or a natural philosopher. Your peculiar theories on time, blood, and starlight brought you down to the neath, the cavern where London lies. And now they take you out to Z. I think we were a veteran of the campaign of 68, fighting hell, fighting demons. We might have lost the war, but we won many battles. They will not trifle with you. You promised a job to your acquaintance, the shady cook. He'll do until you find someone less disgusting. Take him out to find why he went to Z. You were a wary soldier. Now we're a sea captain. We're no longer a stranger. Welcome to the world. Be the same world as Neo Yokio? Maybe a little bit. Gain 20 echoes, which is our most common currency. 25 iron is our stat that does damage and punching. We have a shady cook, which is our best friend. He's a bit of a stinker, but you know what? The friends you make in the trenches are ones you keep for life. All right. What does winning mean to you? We choose an ambition. Your father's bones. Your father was lost at Z. You never knew him, but you've often dreamt of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. Immortality. Eternal life sounds like something you'd enjoy, and it's said that the presbyter, the ruler of the Elder Continent, has lived forever. Gather 100 tales, learn all you can of the Z, write a masterpiece, and retire for fulfillment. Wealth. You know how it is to be poor. Now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family, perhaps. A private kingdom. Establish a colony where you are absolute ruler. A utopia, perhaps. Perhaps. Can't choose this now, but you may find an opportunity to switch to it at a later game. We're gonna go fulfillment. I like to tell a good tale. I like to spin a good yarn. And what tale or yarn is better spun than out at sea? You get it. You get my shit. Captain, an irregularity with the harbor master's office. They wish to know, what term of address do you prefer ashore? We get to pick our pronouns. This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. Captain. Captain will do very well ashore as well as at sea, thank you. I am Captain Leshii. And we get to choose our face. Let's see. What shall we pick? You know what? I think we're gonna go here with the springy hair and the nice hat. It's awful frizzy down here in the Untersee, where it's high humidity and low heat. Leshii. Accept. Fall in London, deep, dark, and marvelous. All voyages start here, and this is where successful voyages end. She's the greatest city in the Untersee. We can adopt a Blemigan Gallivanter. A Blemigan sits atop a splintered crate, clicking and whistling at captains as they come near. Take a look. You extend your hand to the Blemigan, and the Blemigan leaps on. Its tendrils entwine with your fingers and it chitters quietly. It meets your gaze and bobs its dome in greeting. It's very small. Is it old enough for naval service? You're pretty sure its mustache has been drawn on in pen in an attempt to look older. As you approach your ship's gangplank, the creature flutes and vibrates with apparent happiness. The bosun winces as you bring it aboard. We got a little keen little mushroom. Little fella. Who I believe might actually be a cook, maybe? We'll figure it out. Oh no, it might be the mascot. We've already got a comatose ferret. Mostly, it's immobile. Occasionally, it's feral. And this gives us 1 heart, which is our healing and health skills. The Shady Cook also gives us a little bit of heart. Go back to London. Cook's got a cook. Exactly. Visit the Admiralty's survey office. They'll pay you information from Z captains. Find out what and how. If I remember correctly, as we venture out at sea, we will be able to visit various towns, speak to different people, get a lay of the land, and they'll pay for news from the colonies, effectively. So as we, venture about and see what's going on as things change with time, we can come back here and get a little bit of extra spending money just for, keeping an ear out. Visit and investigate ports to gain port reports and trade them in here. The first time you trade in a port report, you'll gain an Admiralty's favor. Don't know what that means. Ask if there's anything in particular they need. Yes. Speak to our agent here and return. I'll see that you're rewarded. Visit the ports below and return to London. You can check the details in your journal at any time. From Gator's Mourn in the Corsair's Forest, not far from home waters. Speak to a higher authority? Sure. No, never mind. Alright. So we can visit the university, but we don't have any secrets, apparently. We need favors with the Antiquarians. We can hire on more crew, but we don't need more crew. We have 8 out of 10 up here, and that's fine. Put the ship in dry dock for repairs or upgrades. Don't need that. Here's one. Offer passage to a tomb colonist. Because death doesn't work exactly as it should down here. What with hell and whatever else. There are people who should be dead, by all accounts, but aren't. So they just live somewhere else. We'll make it work. Oh. An emigrant will pay to be taken north to Venderblight. We'll do it. It's oddly difficult to die in fallen London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take the ship for the tomb colonies. Your crew cart these ones aboard in the padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. We'll take them to Venderblight. Good news, I know where that is. I'm an experienced sailor, you know. Got our lodgings. We're going to read the morning papers. The unexpurgated Gazette. The whole game is written like that, by the way. The magazine formerly known as the London Magazine, the Spiteful Trumpeter. News. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The Trader Empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. We got news. And sometimes, if we find people remote enough, they'll pay to read news from the mainland. As you can see, we're going to start off being glorified newspaper folk. But that's what it is when you're starting a new life, you know. You start simple. Carouse in the Wolfstack docks will reduce our terror, which is our fear. Our sanity, effectively, but we don't need to do that. Hire on more crew, no need. Advice for captains? Whatever. We'll figure it out. We have this tutorial book, and we can sell it for $50, baby. And we have a tutorial on how to get a submarine, or a zubmarine. We're going to travel to the southern coast and follow it east to find Port Carnelian. Then you'll learn how to convert your ship into a submarine. Be sure you're prepared for the journey. I'm not. But, you know, it's worth doing eventually. We'll get there. And we have a passenger. The unsettled salvager wants to go to Venderblight, which is good, because we're already heading that way with the tomb colonist. She visits Wolfstack every day in the Z-stained rags, begging for passage. No captain will look her in the eye. Good news! She embraces you. I'd kiss you, Captain, but my beloved is prone to jealousy. We were parted, but the ancient captains at Venderblight will know where she is. Good news. She's coming with us. So with 120 bones in our pocket, And my officers, I forget how to open them. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Dry dock. Good enough for now. Oh, right. Hold. There we go. Officers. So our other mascot is the Blemmigan Galvanter, a keen little mushroom. And we're going to speak to them. Here he is, a little toothy mushroom fella, drawing on his own little mustache. It has made its home on a shelf in your cabin. It has built a nest from loose journal pages, the engineer's scarf, and possibly a pilfered map. We can entertain the Blemmigan. You see the indentation of a porthole on the rim of its cap. It must have been pressing its face to the windows again. Is it bored? The Blemmigan flails and squirms as you tickle it. Its high-pitched warble is almost certainly giggling. When you stop to check that you're not actually hurting it, it wraps its tendrils around your fingers and pulls your hand back. Apparently, it is enjoying itself. And that's good. We are going to set our comatose ferret aside. We'll play with it to attract its attention. Play, that eye roll says. Play. I played once in the happy warrens of London, before you installed me on this floating coffin and made me eat dried food. Damn your play. It is an eloquent eye roll. But this much more playful Blemmigan Galvanter is going to be our officer, our mascot. He applies 3 mirrors and 2 pages to us. Up here we have our stats. We have iron, which is the damage our attacks do. We have mirrors, which is detection and perception. The higher your mirrors, the quicker you can find a firing solution in combat. Veils, which is speed, stealth, and deception, decreases the range at which enemies will spot us. Pages is esoteric and occasionally practical knowledge, which will help us to level up among other things. It's a general indication of our knowledge. And hearts, which is our ability to defend against damage and fear in equal measure. So this mascot improves our pages and our mirrors, which means that we are better at detection, perception, and general knowledge. Unlike our ferret, he's actually helping. But it's time we get going. Time we get going. We're pulling out of port, heading off at a brisk pace. And while we're out here, we can send out our little Z-Bat to go and tell us if there's anything close, which we'll see down here. We just learned of Bad Stevener's Abyss, little spot down here. That gave us fragments, which is like experience, basically. We've detected through our bat that there's something underwater some distance to the north. We'll investigate that later. Here we found Rowena's rocks and a little lighthouse ship out here that we can stop by and probably share news. Docking. To visit this port, click the dock button. Boop. This is a light ship far from home. Light ships are effectively just lighthouses that are on the move, because everything in this godforsaken what is it? Not a canyon. Cavern. It's dark. It's dark as fuck out here, bro. So we'll speak to the crew. They long for news of home, and we've got some recent news. Tea beneath the light. In the bleaching glare of the lens, among the smells of oil and metal, he sipped tea and chat as these terrors recedes. We have a story from outside town. Strange truths are told of the waves and what lies beneath. The lies are even stranger. But we've talked about the news, so we've lost it. But that's okay. So we're not here to be a paperboy. We're here to be an adventurer. Now our boat's old and shitty, so we're only going to cruise so quickly. We're at full power right now, and it's this is as fast as we can go, really. You can technically juice it even harder, but that's not good for your engine. Got Hunter's Keep up here, which I think we can visit, and Low Barnet, which I think we can only visit if we have a submarine, which we'll get to later. let's come in and see Hunter's Keep. See what's going on over here. We'll send our bat out a little bit to search around, just in case. No islands within the Z-Bat's range. None that we haven't, you know, already discussed. We'll dock. At Hunter's Keep, a hump of dark rock swathed in mist, like 100 others under Z Islands. But there's a grand house, windows aglow, lawns impossibly green and lush from the false starlight, raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock as the sea nudges the ship's sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. How fancy.
Hey, Leshii, you got a quest?
Captain, these boys want the news. Can you name 2 songs by Huey Lewis and the News? Fuck. Huey Lewis and the News. Did they do Out of Touch? Is that them? Quo, you've made the correct decision. Let's see. Huey Lewis and the News. That's Hall & Oates. Fuck. No, I don't know any Huey in the News. Huey Lewis and the News. I don't. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that's a big fat no. Huey and the Lewis. Louie and the Hewis. Harsher than the Redeemed Steamroller from earlier. Yeah, a little bit. That's a big old no right there. I definitely do. I don't know Huey Lewis and the News by name. Excuse me. Fuck. You ever seen American Psycho? I've only seen clips. I don't know the song. I'm afraid that Huey Lewis and the News is outside of my area of expertise. Am I hip? Or are you square? Fuck. Is it just fuck, what is that song called? Fuck. Oh god, it's I don't think y'all understand how bad my general music knowledge is. I'm octagonal, that's correct. That's very, very correct. It's hip to be square or something like that? I don't know. You wound me like this. I have no clue. Actually, I just realized something I need to fix, so I'm gonna do that as we do this.
Fuck off! It was shit. It was terrible.
Quote, don't do me like this.
Cock and fuck. Balls. Penis ass. Cow bastard.
Oh shit. Hold on. There we go. You do know it. That's why you keep doing music questions, you ass. It's hip to be square. I don't know. Ow, fuck. Hi, Callista. Ow. Welcome in, welcome in. Fuck. I'm getting bullied for my poor music knowledge. I don't know shit about dick. Gotta expand my horizons. But it doesn't ever lead me to actually looking up the band. I never actually remembered to do it after stream. Are my horizons being opened, or are they just being presented in a beautiful case, and then I don't open the case? Anyway, we're at this fucking island in the middle of the dark. We smell lavender. We can present ourselves at the house. We can walk in the gardens. Take a couple of burly sailors with you just in case, but the gardens are as tranquil as moonlight. We can Reconnoiter? Reconnoitre. The island, plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in the foot of the grounds. Anything else? Or spy on the house? May not be as simple as it seems. So we have a 75% chance of success with our base Veils quality, which is our stealth. We're gonna hold off on doing this. We'll come back with better Veils eventually. Reconnoiter. Whatever works. we're gonna reconnoiter the island. The sea's silence. Ship rarely come here. Nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. And we can present ourselves at the house. Hello. We knock and enter. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You're very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe, and the cheerful one is Lucy. You're in time for lunch. Will you join us? We will. 3 young women waiting. Do they all smoke weed? No, they're sisters. They can't do that. Luncheon with the sisters. Cynthia. Cynthia is the oldest. Melancholy, pensive, occasionally dramatic. Lucy, the middle sister, is sunny, restless, prone to giggles. Phoebe is soft-voiced, watchful, unpredictable.
Hey, Leshii, you got a quest?
Give us your best Zaylor voice for the rest of the stream. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, you know, we're coming from London, so, so it's not like Cockney, it's, Phoebe, the soft-voiced, watchful, unpredictable. Phoebe, we're gonna have a luncheon with the sisters, the young one. Or should I go, or luncheon with the sisters, Phoebe. Phoebe is the soft-voiced, watchful, and unpredictable one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that one. We're gonna be here watching the story. Excellent! I'm glad you like it. Phoebe has a story to tell of 2 lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dining room to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The Untersee simmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood chips beneath the islands. Between the islands, not under. That'd be really hard to do. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There's a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, Phoebe, said Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there, you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. And that's all for now. We have one memory of distant shores. We're acquainted with the sister of Hunter's Keep. Gained 1 supplies from eating that luncheon. Fragments remain unchanged at 200. We didn't gain any experience, you see. We now have the gods of the seas, Storm's attention. A storm knows we're brewing. And that's the thing about storms and me. It's never the storm that's brewing. We can walk back. We find that the parlor is empty. Where are the sisters? The maid makes it clear through a series of unwelcoming growls that Phoebe, Lucy, and Cynthia are all indisposed. No lunch today, apparently. Probably because we just ate it. Now that's recovered the cost of the supplies it took to sail here in the first place. But next, we're cruising off northward for Vanderbilt, where we might deliver our tomb colonist friend and our secretive little stowaway. As we sail north, we're gonna continue slinging our bat out into the darkness to see if there's anything worth finding. Oh, there seems to be a swarm of Z-bats down here. We're entering our first round of combat. Since the quest is over, the other songs of theirs you probably know is working for a living. I've heard of it. We've encountered an opponent. The red arc shows the range of your deck gun. Keep an enemy in range while your crew works out a firing solution. This will happen faster if you keep the enemy in your prow light. A deck gun will be highlighted as your crew makes progress towards a firing solution. Press space or close the tutorial to continue. We have a swarm of bats here. And as we keep them in the lights, we're gonna fire our gun. Oh, we did it. All cleared, everybody. We shot down a pile of innocent bats. Little leathery corpses lie scattered across your deck. The rest of the swarm vanishes into the neath dark. Gather up the corpses, they're succulent with stolen blood, into the pot. Or dispose of the corpses. Their mere touch leaves you shuddering. Our terror's only at 1, which is as low as it goes. You have no need to reduce our terror. So we're gonna gather up the corpses and gain some supplies. We've only gained 1 terror. Someone isn't fond of bat soup. But that's as bad as it goes. Fuck. Oh, vendor bite is some distance to the north. Click to mark this on our chart. I believe these are the southern gates right down here. Something awaits us in port. Excellent. We found Carissa's Point, a lovely set of stone walls and braziers on pillars. We found Harnsman's stags. Harnsman's stag, which as far as I'm aware is nothing more than a landmark. We have Tanachuk, which also is just a landmark as far as I'm aware. Fuck. We've gained a secret. Speak to your officers to improve your abilities. We're gonna get into part for that. I don't want to go wasting all me supplies. Get Z-rabies. I'd rather not. Oh, fuck. Alright. We've arrived. You brought this decaying emigrant north. Now what? Your passenger has been drinking. Ahoy, she chortles. Defend yourself. She launches a tipsy assault. Your crew hang back chuckling. Thanks, crew. But we're awful strong with our iron. So it is an effortless defense. Tomb colonies have a lifetime of better experience. Some of them are the deadliest combatants under the earth. Possibly this one is when she hasn't drunk quite so much rum. You'll never know. She salutes you, laughing after you disarm her. Good fight, she opines. Then she staggers backwards and falls over the side. You never do find what happened to her. But at least you have her rather magnificent cavalry saber and her belongings. We brought a Doom colonist to Vanderbite and defeated them in an unexpected duel. We have an outlandish artifact belonging in a museum, assuming the colonial imperial appropriation for the purpose of hegemonic taxonomization is a suitable response to the problem of intercultural contact, which it probably is because museums are magnificent institutions. Oh, fuck. Excuse me. We've gained 1 iron just for flexing our iron. Our tomb colonist has bid us adieu, and we've gained 2 supplies for the effort. But also, we find ancient captains to speak to the unsettled salvager, our other stowaway. Shouldn't be too hard. What else have they got to do but hear but molder? An assortment of decrepit Z captains gather around her, compelled by tradition, honor, or boredom. She picks her nails and closes her eyes when at last she speaks. I want to find Lady Black. The captains that can run do. The rest shuffle as swiftly as they're able. Only one remains behind. How long were you down here? He asks. 20 minutes, she replies. The captain puts his hand on her shoulder. Seek the house of the keel in Polythreme, he says. But if you can forget her, do. It's possible. He embraces her and departs. Yeah, I might put a pause on this quest, but I don't know if y'all like it. Maybe I'll make it a redeem. Who knows? We'll call that a success for now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Silly voices are always fun. But also, I'm very out of practice. So I gotta work on remembering to talk more. I haven't spoken a lot these last few weeks while I've been away. I really do mean it when I say that streaming was heavily involved in my social skills. Oops. Leshii does accent 500 points. Well, yeah, that's a lot of people do exactly that. Yep. So our stowaway wanted to find someone called Lady Black in a place called Polythreme. I don't know if they're still with us or not, but maybe we'll go there. We can explore Vanderbite. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like... Hold on. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. A raggedy fellow. Captain, I'm a good seaman. I'm yours if you'll have me. Will you have me? I'm hungry. I'll work hard. He seems likely, though. He seems likely enough, if a little ragged and sorrowful. We could use an extra hand. We do have room for more crew. Yes. Come on aboard. You won't be sorry. I'll work double watches. Ask anyone. They'll tell you I have a good name. Yes, yes. Eventually you get him to stop talking. His enthusiasm is promising, if a little bit pitiable. There may be further effects from this decision. This is the sailor who came to you begging for a berth. He's done good work, this one, but he's keeping a little shrine to the salt, the nameless god of the horizon at the back of the hold. Permit it. Out here, a captain needs all the help he can get, even from sad, strange gods of farewells. Just need to get Leshii to say, the One Piece is real. The One Piece is real. Excuse me. Forbid it. You'll have none of this nonsense aboard your ship. If the salt even exists, its attention is dangerous. We'll go for it. I don't think it's a bad thing to have the gods' attention, especially if we've already got the storm looking at us. You let him keep his salt circle and his chalked arrow. At night, as you stand on the foredeck, a soft breeze comes out of the east, the salt's direction. Tussles your hair, passes. I think the salt likes us. Visit the first curator. Sea captains, the first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. It's been here much longer than London, like all the oldest tomb colonies. But even tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. No more light, the obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. He opens the door and you step into near darkness. A pair of luminous lamplighter bees buzz in latticed ivory tubes. There's no other source of light. A bandaged shape no larger than a child lies crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. We will listen to a whispered request. Sea Captain, Silkskin, not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors, 7 colors. Pay well. We'll go. 7 colors. Cosmogon, Irigo, Pelican. Steward has lists. Find them here and there across the wide Black Sea. Ask about the Grand Sanatorium. One hears the name whispered here and there in the arcades of Vanderbite. Oh, Silkskin, you don't want to know. Chuckling becomes a cough. We don't die here below, not unless we go to Z. So we need something else, somewhere to end. Spooky. This poor flesh thirsts for colors. Well, good news, I'm accepting. No more words. It collapses, rustling back onto the couch. Even the effort of speaking seems to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks back from the finger of light that reaches across the floor. Outside, the obsequious steward nods. The book? Yes, the book. He hands you a slim, illustrated volume. The curator is old as dust. You'll be grateful if you do this one last favor. We have a book called The Neath Bough. A book for children. One page is devoted to each of the colors of the neath, which are not found on the surface. We're looking for Apoxyan, which I assume is apocalyptic cyan, Cosmogon, Gant, Irigo, Pelican, Violant, and Viric. We will find these colors somehow, However, we'll get some gossip. The port report is a valuable thing. Along the coast of the Untersee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to their home or their politics. Gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. Nothing else here for us, but we do have officers to talk to, and I'd like to speak to the cook. What's your aunt? He might say more, but a coughing fit takes him. Eventually, he straightens up and wipes his mouth, slowly, with his forearm. Shady Cook is not the most hygienic of officers, but he'll do until you find someone better. Increase your hearts. Ask him what he wants from life. Why did the Shady Cook go to Z? Prayer. He looks at you directly in the eyes. Sally. He repeats it more slowly. See ya, lilies. He licks his lips very slowly. Eventually, you have to look away. Yeah, it may be unhygienic, but he makes a mean stew, baby. He boils them bats until even the bones fall apart. You don't want to know how good soup is when even the bones fall off the bone. Sea Lilies is somewhere in the east central undersea. Well, we'll keep him around. We can increase our hearts, or talk to the mascot. Nope, never mind. Let's see. Yeah, let's increase our hearts. We've used one of our secrets, which is our experience points, effectively. We've gained a heart. We're now up to 26, 27 with his bonus. Rover, Sorgalog opens Gamasonzi. Very helpful. Alright, here's our hold. We have our various items. We have an Invictus token. I'm the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I'm in unforgiving mode with no save slots besides the basic autosave. You'll lose this token if you switch from unforgiving to merciful mode. I didn't know that I was doing that. It doesn't matter. We have a Z story. We have port report. A couple places. We have the Neath Bough, which is the color book, and the outlandish artifact. Your journal helps us keep track of our various quests, as well as our, what we're up to. We are very slightly spooky, but not that bad. Our officers, and here are the shops. So we can buy things we need, like fuel and supplies. We have run out of a bit of fuel, so we'll buy some. There we go, up to 10. Buy some supplies as well. We're very low on cash, but that's okay. The Hollow Temple, the image of a long-snouted reptile god, still stands here at the temple, but now storytellers gather here. We can sell our various stories, whether that's recent news, memories of distant shores, visions of the surface, or a monstrous almanac. Spooky. We'll get some cash here. And at the Charnel Lounge, we can sell tomb colonists that we pick up as cargo, really, elsewhere. We can buy other ships, but we can't afford that yet. So, with that, I think we're good to launch again. Restocked on our food and fuel. Maybe we'll head north a little bit. Send the bat out to see what's about. Kant's Abyss. They should be a little more positive. Gonna shoot down some bats over here. It's a little activity. Just gotta get the swarm into the light. There we go. Got him. New supplies, here we come. We're a little spooky, but that's okay. There's some of the little fellas out here. Bubbles. Maybe we can dive here later. Oh. An electric shiver to the air. Storm is watching, the sailors would say. And they do. I say it. Alright. You know, we are low enough on cash. We probably shouldn't venture too far out of our normal path. So we're going to head back down to London. Sell our port reports and so on. Maybe avoid the fog. That's fine, but it's not ideal. Send the bat out for some news. Nothing in particular. No islands. We're good. Just cruising down here in the dark. Staying out of the fog just in case. Here is Hunter's. Yeah, Hunter's Rest or whatever. Hello, ship. I think that's one of the city ships, so we probably don't want to attack that. We can go the pirate route, sort of, but I don't think we can afford to right now. Close enough to town that we can turn off our lights to reduce fuel usage. Yeah, whatever. We'll just keep them on. It's fine. Alright. We'll see what awaits us in port. Usually that's an indicator that enough time has passed for certain events to activate or something. We'd have an inspection by the Ministry of Public Decency. Some things are too illegal for the Customs Service to admit the existence of. The Ministry are here looking for those. And too bad, we have nothing to hide. We have no red honey. We have no gifts for the Pirate King. Apparently. You shrug and invite them to search your ship as thoroughly as they'd like. They leave scuff marks on the newly scrubbed decks and take great pleasure in tangling the rigging. They find nothing more dangerous than a moldy ship's biscuit. We've returned. We can collect messages from the Harbor Master, which will reduce our terror, I believe. Yep. What's this? Something has changed in the knee. Someone wants to sign on. We have another day, a free evening. That's right. As we return after a break, we can hang out and just do something fun, you know? Hang out a little bit. Usually to reduce terror. The Rose Market bustles on Rose's Wharf. Who will be there today? I don't know. A little gift. How could I ignore such a beautiful face here? A very fine evening to you, Captain. My what you might call mentor is very fond of adventurous sea captains, and he would like to offer you what you might call a dispensation on account of he is so fond of sea captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray piled high with fuel and supplies. Who is this patron? Is there a catch? Here is a very fine and very liberal establishment just across the river, but is much patronized by sailors and by men of wit and vinegar. A public house, and there is no obligation to speak of. My patron would hope only that you might remember him kindly. I suppose that is the opportunity should arise for you to return his kindness, then I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. Sure. Fat lot of fuel and supplies. We might be doing suspicious shit, but that's what it's like to be a sailor. That's just what it's like. My patron hopes that you find these little gifts to your liking. He expects that perhaps someday you might choose to call on him at the Medusa's head. Should the day come, we will make you very welcome and give you any safe conduct what you might require. Good evening to you. I'm pretty sure we're laundering. But that's fine. That's fine. Specialist surgeon. She's staying at a respectable boarding house near the docks and has made it known that she is available for work. I specialize in amputations. It's quite easy to acquire unwanted appendages at Z. It's true. We could employ the Clatery. A doctor who increases hearts and iron. We need $30, but we don't have that yet. I'm going to go to the Admiralty office and supply notes about Hunter's Keep. Trust the sisters are keeping well. They are citizens of her enduring majesty notionally. Gain $5. Gain some favor. Gain some fuel. And vendor bite. Another $10. Another fuel. We leave the Admiralty office. Maybe. Oh, a new recruit. Maybe in a minute. Let's visit the Rose Market. I don't know that I know what this is. The Rose Market caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic tastes and the gumption to harass Z captains. According to the archaic rules of the market, you can only make one trade per visit. Choose wisely. People at the Rose Market will pay above the usual price for specific goods. Alright. Can't afford these. But we can escort some interested acquaintances to the Rose Market. They hope to make a satisfying trade. So we'll usher in a new day at the Rose Market and perhaps new buyers. Sure. That's been our evening activity, but that's okay. What else do we have? New recruit. Someone wants to sign on. On later visits, different officers will sometimes be available. If there's more than one choice, and you can choose one per visit. Nah, no one's here for us. Visit the shops. We have plenty of fuel. We don't have any flares, but that is okay. Don't need any of this. Don't need anything here. We are clay. We will work. We will only work. This trio of clay stokers will reduce the crew requirements but also crew capacity, and will slightly increase engine power. They are fitted to an auxiliary slot. When they are not in use, they will stand patiently, hands by their sides, flat gray eyes unreadable. One will sometimes say, "I like it when it is quiet." You know, maybe we'll pick up some claymen at some point. They are basically just golems, but people. Alright, so we don't have enough to hire the surgeon yet, but we'll be back, I'm sure. We do have plenty of supplies and a good chunk of fuel. I think we'll set off again. This time, I think we're gonna go south. Just investigate general way of things down here. There is fog, but that's fine. Ah. We're now well provisioned. Yay. Oh, right. We can go deeper into London. It's the Echo Bazaar. Can we go past here? I don't think so. Nope. All just took damage from a collision. Yep. Alright. Well, my bad, everybody. My bad. I wasn't sure if I could go under that bridge or not. You know how it is. Alright, we're going to remove that tutorial, so any further tutorials that show up will actually be meaningful. Yes. News in ports. A day has passed. Excuse me. But regardless of the passage of time, we have journeys to make down south. Ah, shit, I should have read the news. Ah, fuck. It's not too late, but it's too late for my own patience. We'll have to read the newspaper elsewhere. Tragic, I know. It's just one of the many tragedies of living at sea, being a sailor. Oh. Mutton Island. Ah, well, here it is, I guess. Quaker's Haven. Learning a whole lot about the local land. Shall we visit Mutton Island? See if they live up to their namesake? On the horizon, a sickly yellow light glimmers for a moment and then fades. Terrifying. Sure hope they have lamb. Me too. Be good for our supplies. Quaker's Haven. Once, the simple fishing village was part of the London suburbs before London fell and the waters rushed in. Smoke spirals from cottage chimneys. A lonely hill rises behind town. Can't do that one. Drinks at the Cock and Magpie. There's only one public house on the island. The Cock and Magpie is famed for its local cider and, of course, the Z-food. We can also explore the shore. But we've only got so much time to spend here. Let's see. Pick up a wretched mog. Meow, meow. A yellow-eyed, mangy, piebald thing winds around your ankles like a manacle chain. Never seen a cat's mouth open that wide. Presumably, it's hungry. It's a mascot, one variety of officer. You chat to the fishermen. You sail around Z in the island. They sail the Z around the island. They mend their nets by the harbor. They see all that happens here, but you'll need coin to open their mouths. This is the hilltop above town. A low risk, but that's still an 80% chance of failure. Not much wind on the Enter-Z, but Mutton Island suffers eerie gusts and buffets from an inexplicably local fragment of weather, and the air on the hilltop sometimes carries interesting scents. Alright, we're gonna pick up the Mog, a little old cat. It jumps down from your arms and disappears into the darkness of the ship. An hour later, 5 brutally executed rats are found on the foredeck. And it's eaten some of our supplies. That's okay. We're gonna chat to the fishermen. We have a port report. Pirates plying the waves. Smugglers at their work. Khanate ships putting in to resupply. Nothing dramatic, but enough to interest the Admiralty. We'll visit the hilltop above town. It's there's a risk of failure, but you know, yeah, no pain, no gain, right? You stand on a cliff top looking over the little village. Smoke from the chimney of the Cock and Magpie drifts straight upwards. As you watch, the smoke tilts. Sudden wind thins it to a pencil-thin smudge, and nothing. The wind screams unexpectedly, like God cut in half. What a noise! It must be the caves around the island channeling the air. At least, that's the most comforting explanation. Below you, the locals each take nips from a shared flask and make a toast toward the mainland. The wind is southerly. They've gained terror. We've gained a lot of fragments, too. We have plenty of fuel, but we don't have supplies, and we can't afford supplies. We can have a round of drinks. Trees of the Neath are scraggly and wretched, scraping a living with parasynthesis. But the apples of the Mutton Island are tart and powerful, perfect for cider. Cider! This stuff is stronger than it looks. You stretch out in your seat, stare through the leaded window and at your safely moored ship, and find yourself whistling. The landlord gives you a friendly grin and goes back to wetting his cleaver. And that's all we got. Let's have a look at the Mog. This cat increases our iron. Oops. We can't speak to it yet, but that's okay. We're going to keep We're gonna keep the Blemigan on, but that doesn't mean that our little kitten. Kitten's a rough word for it. Our cat is useless. It will be useful later. We're going to continue sailing south because we have the time for it. Little ships throng in the waters here. The crew grows wistful. They swap old stories of sunlit sea. We draw near to the Cumaean Canal. A way to the surface. Oh, that's right. There is a way to the surface, but it's reserved almost exclusively for the rich. And here we have an auroral megalops, a giant crab. We're gonna butcher for meat via cannon fire. Job done. A row of watchful Z-bats perch on the ship's railing. Their heads swivel in unison as you cross the deck. All right. The Megalops defeated. With a forlorn and wailing cry, the Megalops turns on its back, its legs neatly folded, and bluish blood gouts from its wounds. Its golden glow begins to dim. We can dissect it for knowledge, which I believe gives us some fragments, some experience. Or we could butcher it for supplies. I think we're going to go for the supplies. And that has caused us to finish off our hunger without using supplies. So that's lovely, actually. We're all clear on battle, so keep going. Pope, welcome in. Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Nope. We're having a good old round of sailing. I've already thrown out my voice. But it was fun, so maybe I'll do it again. But I hope you're having a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Oh. Now and then rocky fragments fall from the roof of the Neath. The decks of older ships are pocked with scars. The sound is one no landlubber knows and no sailor will ever forget. This one has smashed the glass of a deck binnacle. Ill omen, one sailor cries. The god in the roof, storm is angry. You do nothing. One of the three nameless gods of the Z, an absurd superstition. I hope I get better. Oh, I will be. I'm taking sips and resting my voice. We can make a sacrifice to avert misfortune. Storm is the noisiest, angriest, and least reasonable of the Z gods. Better not take chances. You know what? We just... The vibe, very rough biker feel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We just ate giant crab, which caused us to not have to give up one of our supplies. So in an equal trade, I think we'll toss one of our supplies overboard to keep Storm calm, you know? Keep it chill. Take it easy. Your sailors know the words, you mumble them. A gift of wine and fish is suitable, marked with the captain's blood. Ow! Bound with copper wire and cast overboard from the bow. The package bobs for a moment and then is sucked beneath the ship. We know something of the three gods of the Z. We have the attention of Storm. But we lost Terror, which is good. And here we are, at the entrance of the surface. A big old canal, which we are not rich enough to enjoy. But we can probably get information and, you know, bring that back home for some cash. Gotta make that bread somehow. Blue lightnings crawl leisurely up the funnel. St. Erasmus is dancing, the cry goes up. Don't know what that means. The Cumaean Canal staging area. The canal ascends through the locks and gates of shadowed turns to the sunlight of the surface. The sun is dangerous to Neath dwellers like your crew, but the surface has its temptations. Ensure you're well stocked with supplies and or fuel, or you may never return. No. We'll listen for surface gossip. One move in the great game. The nations of Europe and beyond compete for influence. Their plots reach even to the Neath, even down here in the dark caverns. A card game ends badly when one surface sailor knifes another for all the usual reasons. The other players scrabble for the coins that spill from her pockets, but you snatch up a scrap of paper they overlook. Curious markings, dates, times, code names, spies work. And we'll gather information for a port report. Gates open and shut. The locks remain free from sabotage. If anywhere besides London is safe in all the Entersea, it's here. The surface nations have an interest in keeping the way open. Any shops here? Harbor provisioners? Too expensive for my taste. Off we go. Got plenty of fuel, but our supplies are low, so we're going to... Not that. We're going to try and scavenge supplies where we can. Keep everybody fed. I'm sure that there's a way to make us stretch those rations thin, but I don't quite recall, and I don't care to investigate quite yet. We don't need to ration things out. Not this early. But we're reaching the rock wall of the cavern here, so there may not be a whole lot below. The last time I got very far past London, I didn't... Well, the last time I got this far was years ago, so I don't really remember what's out here. Sizzling vapors rise from the sea. Time slips sideways. A coil of rope has stung a stoker, and his fellows beat it to death. We are under the hand of the Iron Republic. I think everyone's hallucinating. Got a whirlpool over there that's terrifying. Oh, the Iron Republic. Oh, yes! Oh, yeah! I'm pretty sure this is where hell is. Yeah, this is where hell... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No thank you. I don't want to fight. You're very powerful. Wonder if I can sneak past them. I can... Full power to the engine, scoot. Between the buoy and the cliff. And I don't gas your engines too much. That does do damage to the engines, but, you know. We're getting out of combat, it's fine. The Iron Republic, Hell's client state. Be wary, their laws are not the laws of man or nature. Factory engines roar like false lions. Blood thunders in the dock pipes. Crimson lightning skitters across the deck, leaps to the rails, curls there like a cat. The city is reflected in glassy, calm harbor water. The citizens there have the heads of dogs and serpents. Hell has brought freedom to the Iron Republic. Freedom from all laws, even those of nature. We can listen. Our fears line up on the quay, waiting, weaving like old lovers. We're not that terrified yet. We can engage an officer, but we are not rich enough. Who knows? Maybe we can sell something here, but we don't have enough cash to let everyone hang out ashore. Market of Hunger is the Parliament of Flies. The Market of Hungers, with its spires and sigils, is it a parody of the bazaar? Today, flies fill its arcades. Buzz, buzz. You only have so much time to spend here, but you can compile a port report, and that's about it else, so, you know, we'll do that. Lost one heart. Sensations of the Republic are overwhelming. This is a desire for years. This is a hatred for fountains. Here is an emotion that that can only be expressed mathematically. Now you are awash with a nostalgia for the hatching of the egg. Write it down. Write it all down. Perhaps you'll be rid of it. And then we'll visit the Market of Hungers. A new day comes. Visit the shops tab. After this visit, the Parliament will no longer be here. The Republic will seek zoop and supplies instead. Alright, shop. House of Pleasures. Judgment's Egg. Okay. Nothing helpful for us here. Unfortunately, that's not great because we're low on supplies. And we can't afford more yet. That other ship is still there, so maybe we'll venture further south. Goodbye, Hell Colony. Goodbye. If I remember correctly, there is a town on the southern end of the map. That's where we get our submarine, if the tutorial's telling me correctly. But, alright, we do have the map. Okay. Alright, so we've gotten this far, which is actually a lot farther than I thought we were. There'll be something soon, I'm sure. Excuse me. A little annoying that we lost a heart for just learning things, but I guess that's the madness of hell for you, you know? The buoy is a good sign that we're getting close to something. Carnelian coast, far to the south, the neath roof glimmers above the mountain of light. Ah, yes. Friendly ship. We're getting close. That's not a friendly ship. That's a behemoth stash. What? Alright, we're gonna calm the engines, and we're gonna avoid that. We're gonna come into port here. We've discovered Port Carnelian. Probably the next safest spot next to London, as far as I'm aware. We'll spend time in town. We have a call at the Heart's Cross House, where the governor administers this distant fleck of Her Majesty's empire. At least the harbor master should have a lot to pay you with all the news. Yeah, we're doing our paper route real well. We're learning a whole lot. And, you know, the more distant the colony, the more they'll pay for it, if I remember correctly. Rarely in supplies, but definitely in coin. The governor is very, very busy. An attaché offers you attaché? Offers you a bowl of sugared puffballs. Explains the work the governor does among the natives. Gotta keep them happy, what? After all, they are tigers. What? Pan for sapphires in the fungal jungle. Somewhere in its heart runs a river of shining stones. Our iron gives us a 40% chance of success. Maybe we'll try that. It's about the only other thing to do, but we will speak to the submariner. The submariner, thank you. Her house is built in the tall porticoed London style, red brick and white plaster, decorative iron railings painted black. Its mistress is the subject of intense colonial gossip, independently wealthy, an industrialist's daughter, a widow, unwelcome in London. What then does she want with you? An invitation arrived as soon as you docked. Of course we're going to accept her invitation. You expected a sizable gathering, but it's just you, her, and a decanter of admirable sherry. She's not a small woman, and comprehensively occupies her armchair. She wears sensible satins and sensible shoes. Her hair is impeccably curled, just like mine. I've heard a number of shocking things about you, Captain, all of which I consider thoroughly promising. Her accent has a hint of Midlands melancholy to it. She must have spent much of her life on the surface. For a time, she asks you questions about your travels, and listens avidly to your answers. Then she gets down to business. A question, Captain. She tops up her sherry. Some years ago, the nations of the Neath struck an agreement to abandon their research into submarine travel and leave the Z depths untouched. The agreement about nothing of consequence. Sailors mutter about it when listing the Admiralty's follies. You nod. She raises her glass to her lips. And what is your opinion on this agreement? Scoff at it. It's nonsense. Nowhere should be forbidden to the capable explorer. I love that the text in this DLC, inclusion is so much higher resolution than the basic text. I'll see if that's a graphical thing on my end, but this This questline was introduced after the game was released, and I imagine it was made with higher resolution screens in mind. My new friend. Her smile is conspiratorial. Then we can help each other. I am prepared to finance, in large part, improvements to your ship that would make it capable of submarine travel. The Admiralty and other powers disapprove of such innovation. Therefore, we will need to be discreet. I have procured exports, laborers, and a workshop. They are well paid and loyal. Here's the address. Meet us there and we can begin our work. The Hidden Workshop. On the shore of a gloomy inlet stands a rickety factory. Once, and supposedly still, it was committed to the cutting and polishing of sapphires. Now it is a place where the fierce philanthropist houses her intrepid staff of engineers, the ingenious men and women who will convert your ship into a submarine. Contribute nautical know-how. We'll need 3 Z stories, which we don't have yet. Let's increase your experimental modifications by 20. Additional funding, 25. Donate a mysterious device. Heretofore, its purpose was mysterious, but the chief engineer insists it's precisely what they need. Sacrifice an outlandish artifact to increase your experimental modifications by 60. Ooh. You know what? We have that saber that the tomb colonists left behind. That'll give us 60 of these. You watch as your artifact being welded into a tangle of pipes deep in the bowels of your engine. It'll never work, mutters one engineer. It bloody will, the chief says, wiping sweat and oil from her forehead. We have 40 experimental modifications. We need to increase this to 100 to convert it into a submarine. That's a big boost. That's a real big boost. We need 40 more, which means if we get some Z stories, as we will just passively, that'll be good. If we get any Stygian ivory, that'll help. Once we get that, we can get Zonar schematics to ping around under the water, like boop, 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 and find some shit. Now we are in the jungle with a river of sapphires, and we have a 40% chance of success at panning, but we have nothing else to do. It looks like we succeeded. Braving the jungle's violet spore drifts, you find a narrow stream. You kneel among the red-capped agarics that spot its bank. It doesn't heave with sapphires, as the stories promise, but an afternoon's panning yields a pocket full of glittering shards. And we gained 23 bucks. That's pretty good. We were tragically low prior to this. Let's check out the shops. Sapphire Exchange. Coffee beans, sapphires, mountain sherd. Eh. God, supplies are so expensive here. You don't really have a choice. So we'll do that. Yep. I guess that's it. We'll make our way north. So we're down here. I figure we'll kind of cut mostly north as we can and then cut into Fallen London from here to explore more of the map. You know. And we'll book it if we see any dangerous critters, but I think we'll be okay. I say as I see birds. Hanging out with Velton's Vortex and Rainer's Vortex here. The boobs of the Undersea. I'm sure they could also be seen as eyes, but that's less interesting. Let's cruising north at a decent pace. I'm sure my path isn't technically efficient on fuel or supplies, but as long as things go well and, you know... What the fuck? Hello, big old puffballs. The Utter Shroom. Okay. I don't think I discovered this in the past. This is brand new to me. Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna collide with it. They better pay big money for news about this colony, Jesus. Oh, the Blemigan might want to come here. He loves shrooms. He is one. Climb the fungal fiber ladders to its summit. Shaggy, suspicious villagers scratch our living here, amidst endless clouds of spores and scurrying mobs of plant-animal hybrids. None of them ever leave. Monsters, one explains darkly. Z full of monsters. Search the shroom top. No more than 0 memoirs beginner's luck. I don't know what that means. Gather intelligence. What happens here on top of a mushroom the size of Marlborough? A town, I guess. Encourage your Blemigan Gallivanter to explore! Alright, we're gonna gather intelligence first. The villagers live a shabby but sufficient life. The Udder Shroom provides. They are secretive, taciturn, incurious. Ships rarely visit. We'll visit the village. The Udder Shroom releases spores according to its own inscrutable schedule. Today the air is soupy thick. They coat your hair, they clog your throat, they gather like sleep in the corner of your eyes. Conversation with the shroomers is impossibly hard. You return to the ship where you find a tiny purple mushroom growing already in your ear. We gained a tale of terror. Let's search the shroom top. Buried treasure? Pick idly at a scar on the mushroom rind and the whole thing peels away. Beneath, in an odd little pocket, lie bundles of ancient moldy cloth, Stygian ivory, like the stuff that Kellanate sell, and something very like a Kellanate harpoon. Did the proud Kellanites come here once? Are they ancestors of these sorry villagers? Once per game, something pleasant will happen. Oh! Good to know that I can't do that again. We have 5 Stygian ivory. We could go get the shit. We could go back to town and deliver that for the submarine. And another outlandish artifact and an extraordinary implication. Fuck, we should have come here first. Oh well. We're going to encourage our Blemigan to explore. Your ever-present Blemigan is, for once, nowhere to be seen. The engine room is quiet. Your maps are exactly as you left them. Not one is defaced, or crumpled into a ball. Finally, you spot the tip of a tendril poking out from under a pile of unwashed clothing. Your Blemigan indicates that under no circumstance whatsoever will it be emerging. What could be so bad about the Udder Shroom? Did the other mushrooms bully it? No shops here. No. We're gonna head north regardless. But we will stop by here on the way back. What a lovely find. Everyone loves a bit of mushroom. There's 2 ships and a sunken ship. Oh. Oh! Oh no. Oh no. Please leave me alone. Oh, I don't think he's gonna leave me alone. Oh, maybe he's leaving me alone. Okay. We're okay. Whew. Nothing like coming across a warship out of nowhere. I've gained a secret. I'll learn a skill later. Demo Island. A little up north. Okay. Perfect. Our straight north strategy is working out great. Iron and Misery Cove Funging Station. Oh, thank God. They've got the tokens. They've got as many tokens as we want. This is where they're made. This is the Monkey Factory. Sorry, the Ape Factory. We found it. What a name, Iron and Misery. Demo Island, a fervid forest of fungus. I&M has a funger operation here. Funger? Felling giant Bolegus mushrooms for building materials, harvesting Corelli for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs the affable factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We'd go quite mad out here otherwise. Ha ha ha. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? Unlike the monkeys, the apes actually play their own instruments. Let's see. Da. We'll compile a port report. We can have tea with the factor. Poor fellow needs the company, and he could spare an hour away from his schedule. We can explore Demo Island. Close crowd, thickets of Boligus and Scarali. The Iron and Misery Company fells them daily, but they grow back almost as fast. We can accept a volunteer. One of the company's Boligus fellers has negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the sproutlings, she tells you, her face pleading. I keep picking them out of my porridge and me air and me eyes. Take me away, I'm a good worker. We've got room, so maybe. Or we could gather supplies. Some of the island's fungus is good to eat. Some is poisonous, hallucinogenic, or mischievous. Good luck. No. Let's accept a volunteer. And you know what? We'll scavenge the supplies, and we were successful. We're a little spooky, a little spooked out. We got some supplies that'll help us carry on. Very expensive supplies here, so we're gonna have to make do with that. Hopefully, we're far enough away from the ships that are like 8 times my skill level. So I won't have to burn more fuel trying to escape. Just had a notion. Do you think they named the gorillas to that riff in the monkeys? Maybe. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised, actually. That sounds like something they'd do. Alright. I'm gonna scoop up north here. That's a real big fella. Western angler crab, no thank you. I don't think I have to burn fuel to get out of his way, though. I think I should be able to just gently scoot. Crabs aren't that fast, really. They're not the short distance sprinters of the excuse me. The short distance sprinters of the ocean. Little ships throng the waters here. The crew grows fistful. They swap old stories of sunlit sea. Yeah. Hello? What might you be? Crab cake. I don't know what that means. What are you? What's that? Oh, that's a jellyfish. Okay. Well, it doesn't seem interested in fighting, so. Or maybe it does, actually. Fuck it, we're gonna fight a jellyfish, I guess. Oh, I missed. Slowly, uh-oh. Ow. Come on. No charge. There we go. Let's see what a jellyfish gives us. Probably nothing great. A jellyfleur. Is it a young jellyfish? Jellyfleur. Is it a young jellyfish? A lesser subspecies? Do the dreams of jellyfish become real? In any case, now it's a sad slick of goo dissolving into the Z. Scoop it up. Perhaps you can eat it. Better yet, perhaps your sailors can. Or let it disperse. Watch its oil rainbow color fade. I guess we'll watch it disperse. From above, the jellyfleur's cap does look a little like a woman's face. She dissolves like smeared paint. Gross. Weird and gross. Yeah, so we'll have to do some repairs once we get back home, but it's not too bad. Yep. Pigmote Island. Alright, we gotta stop there before stopping back home. We got the supplies for it, it's fine. Excuse me, right there. I my virtual assistant heard me speak and then decided to list off uh restaurants nearby with striking accuracy to my where I live. Pardon the silence while I sorted that out. But here we are, Pigmote Island. There's no habitation in sight, no market, only an old rotting dock. A stretch of sand thickens into damp black earth from which sprouts-hunted palms? Not quite. Tall fungal growths with frond-like caps, as if someone had sculpted the idea of a tree from a mushroom. Phone's trying to dox me. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what almost just happened. I'm gonna have to go through the VOD later and find out. But I don't think anything happened before I muted my microphone. We'll disembark. War? As you step onto the quay, you hear clamor, shouts, and shooting. As you can see off into the distance, smoke rising from beyond the hill, and dots of fire flecking the horizon. Two tiny figures stand a little further down the quay, unmoving, as if awaiting your approach. The following is an extract from the popular Diary of a Z Captain from London to Irem and what we did there before we arrived. Washed ashore on Mutton Island and subsequently serialized in the unexpurgated Gazette. The author's identity remains unknown. A tale of Pigmote Isle, in which a delegation is made, a choice presented. War is declared, and a most singular treasure is sought by all, and a new empire is founded with tooth and claw. Holy shit. Oh, God. Excuse me. The figures were rodents. To my left was a Rattus Faber, wearing goggles, a blacksmith's apron, and an assortment of tools. To my right was an unusually large guinea pig, wearing a helmet and a breastplate reminiscent of nothing so much as the High Middle Ages. The rat stepped forward first and bowed. Welcome, Captain, to Rat Star Island. I'm Edgar, the second chief engineer of the 3rd Rat Brigade. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The rat stepped back. At precisely the same moment, with what appeared to be the ease of a long habit, the guinea pig scuttled forward and made a declamatory chirp. Welcome, Captain, to the Isle of Cavia. I am Lady Augusta Devereux, Swinch of the Blackwater Swinches. Seneschal to our King Gracenaw, first of his name. I invite you to avail yourself of food and fuel at our expense. The only cost to you is a choice. The two stood at attention, looking at me expectantly. We're gonna speak to the chief engineer. His eyes had a wave cold glint to them, and he wore his scars like jewels. A rat in the making. I asked the chief engineer to elaborate. He looked at me for a long, measured moment before speaking gruffly. We came to this island to make a home for ourselves away from London, its cats and its snuffers, its rat skin suits. We came to live as citizens of our own republic. We came with our tools, our teeth, our clever hands, and we made a beautiful city by the light of the rat star that shone bright and blue on Mount Ararat. Ararat. Okay. The chief engineer nodded towards the distant hill. One day we braved the depths of the chicken woods, and from the top of Mount Ararat we plucked a rat star to be our light, our beacon. But the pigs of Cavi saw the light, and they lusted for it. They sent armies to rule us and steal our star. We will not permit them to take what is ours. We will resist to our last breath. Will you join us in defeating them? How did an armored guinea pig manage to look regal? The seneschal cleared her throat with a delicacy to rival the Duchess's own speaking. Gracenaw, the king, our lord and sovereign, full 7 months had sojourned on sea, conquered this land and won the southern main. Now no fortress against him shall remain, no city walls be left for him to gain, save the rats that squeak behind mountain. Unlikely was the lamb of our deliverance, assured shall be our glories and their fall, when our lady's eye restored be to our howl. Seneschal composed herself, then added, We saw truth and beauty by the light of our lady's eye on Mount Caveat, but the rats, with their guns and their chatter and their peasants' politics, stole it from us. We will subjugate them and take it back. They are a rabble, and we will rule them with the steel-shod velvet of our paws. Will you join us? heard more than enough, ready to make my choice. As you can well imagine, I faced quite a dilemma. Their red eyes stared up at me, waiting for my choice. You can side with the rats. You can side with the guinea pigs. Let the Mog wipe them all out. God, I wish. Or attempted to broker peace. I'll put it this way. Guinea pigs are cute, but they're talking like fascists. The chief engineers may be capitalists, but they have unions. And the guinea pigs describe the rats as beings worth subjugating. Also, the rats have guns. Gotta punch the Nazis even if the Nazi is a guinea pig. Exactly. We're going rats. It's Rat Island, baby. He seemed grumpy but honest. Also, I knew all too well what rat-made weapons can do. I extended a finger to the chief engineer, who shook it grimly. The seneschal hissed and chittered her teeth in disgust, but kept her distance. You made the right choice, said the chief engineer. Let me show you around. You gave us fuel and supplies, eh? A rat in the making, qualities now won. You chose to help the rats. We did. Oh, fuck, this is so much. Okay. Gonna have a sip before I read all this. The chief engineer led me to the northern side of the island, skirting the chicken woods. We passed through a number of what can only be termed as checkpoints. As fierce-eyed rats shouldered their derringers and saluted the chief engineer. Soon we come upon a small colony, smaller than some of the infestations I had encountered in London flats. Perhaps only 50 Ratisfaber in all together, working diligently to fortify their side of the island. First thing I noticed was a brilliant light beaming out from a stump of chicken wood about 6 feet high. It bathed the whole settlement in a clean blue glow. It was almost too bright to look at. By its light I could see several raised mounds of earth, suggesting shallow tunnels. An efficient fishing operation was set up by the water, an albino rat mending nets while the others stabbed sharpened sticks into the waves. Further inland was a barracks, where a sergeant barked drills at a small squadron of fighters. My arrival drew attention, and several rats paused in their work to look at me curiously. Welcome to Murania, said the chief engineer, voice warm with pride. It's not much to look at now, but it will be once we've rousted the cavies. Take a stroll around while I summon the war council. With that, he vanished into one of the mounds and left me to explore. Whoever heard of a rat mending a net? Let's see. We can visit the barracks. We can take a look at the rat star. An excitable-looking rat was peering at it through smoky goggles, twitching her whiskers and making notes on what appeared to be real paper. Let's have a look. Blue as sapphire, but endlessly more brilliant. It's not a star, of course, not really, but try explaining it to the others, the chief engineer. The chief engineer doesn't want me working too hard to convince them. Says this is better for morale. But just look at it, look! She offered me her goggles. I managed to work them over just enough of one of my eyes to see the truth of what she was studying. It was scintillac, but unlike any I'd ever seen before. Blue as a sapphire, but more brilliant. Something about the clarity of its color was tremendously soothing. The chief science officer tittered with pleasure as I handed her goggles back. Those of us who've seen the Cavi side of the island and lived to tell of it say that there's plenty of glow there. Plenty of bright in the water all around, but nothing like this. We took this from the island center, Mount Ararat. Only it's not a mountain, of course. Any more than this is a star. It's hollow. And there's sweet water inside and coral crawling all up the walls of it. But nothing that glows, save this. It's ours now, and no one can take it from us. We'll stop by the barracks. The drill sergeant appeared to be sizing me up. Were the few rats around her really all she had to launch an attack? I approached the drill sergeant and went so far as to salute her, which earned me a grunt of satisfaction. The sergeant dismissed her troops and offered me a bit of chickenwood jerky to gnaw on. There's more of us below ground, she explained, but not enough. The cavies are bigger and there's more of them. We're better with weapons, but we haven't got the stuff to make them with. Most of us came out here as stowaways and brought nothing but food, tools, and the fur on our backs. We can fish, we can nibble the chicken woods, but we can't make guns out of trees. And the cavies came up with their own steamer and seem to have endless supplies. We raid them sometimes, but there's so few of us, and we can never hold on to territory gained for long. That's of no consequence. All we want is to be left in peace to build our republic. And the rat star, she added thoughtfully after a moment. Of course, we want that too. Down to the beach. An albino rat smiled up at me from his mending work, looking dainty and a little shy. Chickenwood floats, especially when it's dried out and sealed, so we're able to paddle out a bit and cast our nets. Come up with all sorts of things. Blind fish, crabs, sometimes a chunk of broken tentacle. But the fishing would never be so good without the rat star, he beamed. I think it only draws good fish. It keeps the scary ones at bay. I know the chief science officer doesn't believe it, but I do. That light is our livelihood. That's everything explored. The bells of the War Council rang. I was summoned. The chief engineer emerged from underground with a motley assortment of other rats. He introduced them as weapons experts, strategists, and field commanders. So you're going to help us beat the cavies, he said in a hard edge to his voice. But how exactly? I can offer my strategic assistance, but not a high chance of that. I could take the lead. 76% chance. That's not too bad. I had a ship, I had cannons, I would steer her to the southern side of the island and we'll have those uppity animals. Yeah! Fuck it, we're gonna we're gonna give them a bombarding from sea. 76% chance. Everybody cross your fingers. We're gonna do our best. Blast those guinea pigs to hell. I'm gonna take a sip before we do. Let's do it. Oh shit. I gave clear orders. My navigation was impeccable, but it seems that the cavies got wind of our intentions quickly enough that they were able to man the guns of their grounded pinnace. Ow. Give us a bracing dollop. What for? Their ship was already sunk, and its crew provided only tiny targets. It was an impossible battle. Shame of being defeated at sea by a brace of guinea boars was bad enough. Worse, however, was the several members of the crew who complained that the triumphant weakening of the cavies now haunts their dreams. Alright. I can try again, actually. There we go. We succeeded. First time was a fluke. Look, my cannons weren't calibrated. We took some damage earlier. It's fine. We just had to make sure. We had to make double sure of what we were doing. This time, the rats gave me what information they possessed about the Cavi settlement. I still had to improvise a great deal on the spot. A perfect storm of speed, stealth, and strength in arms favored us. Our cannons letting fly a volley of shot onto the beach before the Cavies could scramble onto their grounded ship to man its guns. Screams and squeals filled the air. The enemy fled. A damp hush settled over my crew as the smoke cleared to reveal the torn, bloodied bodies of guinea pigs littering the shore. Oh, God. A grim business, but I had honored my commitment to the rats and found a wealth of scintillac ringing in the beach to harvest his spoils. Hail, Murinia. Murinia. We have a lot of a nation must be strong. If this reaches 0, bad things will happen on Pigmode Isle. Pigmode Isle might quality is now 5, adequate. Civilization is now troubled. Spirit quality is now conflicted. 3 scintillac, which is coral that glimmers as if moonlit. And 1 bale of parabola linen. Sick. The House of Cavi had fallen. Marinia was triumphant. All that remained were the celebrations and the continuation of our voyage. Now how we feasted long into the night. And then I invited one of the Ratus Faber to join us. After all, it's a ship without a few rats. We could have a pal. He interceded on behalf of the Cavies. They were crushed, defeated, and I could see their spirits broken without the light of the rat star to guide them. They needed an advocate. Maybe. Wide Dark Z beckoned. We'll bring one with us. Fuck it. Chief Engineer couldn't leave his colony, but he relayed my request to his people. The albino rat I saw mending nets shyly stepped forward. I'm good at fixing things, he said earnestly. I'd like to see more of the world. I waited for him to gather up his effects and say goodbye to his family before accompanying him on board. You know what? You know, we don't hate guinea pigs on principle. We hate fascists, right? So if we can get them on board for the unions, let's see. Let's try. I appealed to the chief engineer's moral fortitude and the fair sense of play. Perhaps the cavies suffered the loss of the light from the center of the island. Perhaps they were only trying to get it back, not steal it from the rats. The chief engineer looked troubled at the thought. We only wanted to be left alone, he said. He looked towards the seneschal, haphazardly bandaged among the rat's other prisoners. Perhaps further negotiation is possible. As I left, I saw the albino rat timidly offering a young cavy prisoner a piece of fresh fish. We forged peace! It only took blasting the shit out of guinea pigs using cannons. We'd eaten our fill and our business was concluded. It was time to continue our voyage and see what other wonders and terrors awaited us. We finished our diary entry, the final dregs of the rat's surprisingly good wine. They line up to salute you as you leave the victory banquet, escorting you to your ship through the foundations of the new republic. We have one report of the isle. A new nation has been founded. And we have a fella! A carpenter, weaver, engineer's hand, and a rat of all work, who gives us extra veils to make us faster and stealthier. Blemigan. Higher... You know, higher stats overall, but maybe we'll give you a break. We're gonna... Oh, there's the beach chip. That's where they were. Alright, we're gonna punch on past Crab Cake. We're gonna also speak to the old shady cook. Increase our hearts. By quite a lot, actually. Because I have the secrets for it. Always good to get those up, because you can, I think, lose secrets sometimes. Nothing saying you can't get them back, but, you know. Higher your stats, your better your chances at everything. I'm gonna round Crab Cake, and then that's pretty much a straight shot to London. At which point we'll pick up all of our cash and restock in supplies. Though that might actually be the end of the stream now that I'm looking at the time. It's getting a little late, isn't it? Later than I usually do. Ooh. What's all this? Low on fuel? Yeah. Labyrinth of eels. Well, eels can't get on there. That's above ground. That's not for eels, that's for people. Oh. Hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with a blue light. Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. We can attempt to calm them with a 74% chance of success, or we can spin a tale. Everyone knows what a blue light means. The rubies the size of grapes, and grapes the size of apples. Of course, the island's only visible in blue light, and then only for an instant. But if we find it, my hearts, if we find it. They grin. They don't exactly believe it, but they'd like to. Tell them a tale about an island that can only be seen with the blue light. It's an event coming from the fact that our light bulb is shit. Is that something? No. Okay. What about the eagle? Well, yeah. We gotta make sacrifices here and there. Alright, I'm actually gonna swing down here. I don't think I have anything to give these light ship folk, but I'm gonna try. Yep, nothing particular. Out we go. Into London. Welcome home, everybody. beautiful city. It's ramshackle to fuck, but it's what we got. I want you to find me a better city where you can lift up a floorboard and find out that the rats underneath have actually unionized. Bam. We got nothing to hide, captains. We'll gather words from the harbor master. Someone wants to sign on. Blind Bruiser attends to his business on the dock. All right. Good evening, Captain. And what a marvelous evening it is, if you don't mind me saying so. And given it is my impression that you're an obliging sort, I'll imagine you will not mind at all. Since you are so very obliging, perhaps you wouldn't mind making a little detour via Mount Palmerston with a few articles of cargo, if you happen to be in the area. The cheery man will, of course, cover your expenses for the trifling inconvenience. Yeah. If you would be so kind to deliver this little gift to our friends at Mount Palmerston, they will see... then they will see we get to hear about it. And when you come back, we'll cover your expenses. Bon voyage, as my aunt, who is French by birth, if not by inclination, used to like to say. What a very specific situation. Go to lodgings, read the news. Back to the city. Merchant venturer, an urchin tugs on your sleeve. Governor wants a word. The brooding figure awaits at the lamplight's edge. I have need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Here are my requirements. He has very specific needs, but he'll pay much better than the market rates. He won't ask by how you came by these things. What do you want? I'll need your help. Something intricate. Find them buried in treasure, broken museums, pirate cargoes, now and then, the stomach of monsters. Good luck. I need 7. Don't ask why. 1,500 echoes will answer all your questions. Ooh, that's pretty good. Something forlorn. You can find it in Irem or Dreams. I don't know which is easier to find. Actually, they sell it down at Wolfstack, but where's the romance in that? Or the profit? 700 echoes for 7 bales. Well, I can't yet, but I will later. I can go to Clathermont's tattoo parlor since we're a real sailor. Bubble Lubber, hello, welcome in. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a good day. Or if... I guess it's the start of your day. I hope you have a good day. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Leshii, you stopped paying attention to chat again, didn't
Be
you?
Be cute. Did I
you
just
know
do
you
it?
have a quest to do, right?
Am I good or what? Pardon me. I'm still shaking off the rust. Getting the gunk out of my throat, you know how it is. We're cruising. We're about to get a tattoo, actually. You're a real sailor now, after all. You could go to one of those tobacco and prey places by the docks, but the prices at Clathermont's are reasonable, and his daughters are real artists. What sign will I choose? Get the Dauntless Hand to commemorate our daring with a tale of terror, which we have. Increases the iron permanently and cures terror. We could get... Let's see. How much terror we have? 35. We could do for a tattoo. Increase our iron, veils, mirrors, maybe. Mirrors is perception and such. Okay. You know what? I don't know how many times we're gonna get moves in the great game, so why don't we do this? It'll increase our pages, which is quite good, which is our knowledge and our ability to learn shit. As we go to new towns and they figure out that we're an idiot, we can show them this sick tattoo and they'll reconsider it. Some of Clathermont's tattoos are coded messages for spies. Perhaps you have a hidden motive. The gold needle pricks. Lily Clathermont hums. Is that butter on the chest knight's head? She shrugs. The ways of the great game are tangled. She doesn't seem to be mocking you. A pop-eyed pole across the parlor sees your new tattoo, hisses and ducks his head in respect. You gained 2 permanent pages, which cannot be revoked. Lost 25 terror. There's nothing more relaxing than going in and getting a good old tattoo. Memoirs. Your own sweet skin quality is now the gambit. We're all tatted up. Let's see. We're gonna go to the Admiralty's office. Cumean Canal. Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee is nominal, though. $5. Pigmote Isle. I'm not sure I heard you correctly. You quite certain this is the report you wish to make? So be it. Turned in word about the Rat Island. You spent time in Mycologia? Dear me, I'm almost terribly sorry. $50! Whoa, fuck! Oh, we could buy so many supplies with that. The Iron Republic. Excuse me, I need to unlock this, and this. Oops, and this. Could you place your report inside? Yes, I imagine someone will read it. Eventually. There's always someone. Passing on the madness of Hell Island. Wait, this is blank. Yes, both sides. No, I assure you. No, I know. These things happen in the Republic. Consider this an ex gratia payment to cover your costs. Whatever that means. Port Carnelian? I sometimes wonder whether that place was a good idea. I didn't say that. $30. Oh, we're getting so much supplies. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? Yep. You been to Demo's Gate? Yep. Just to check it out, baby. Oh, we have enough favors to visit. You're ushered into the office of the mansion's pyre, a cramped room with a vast desk. Yeah, surveys you across the desk. Ah, yes. Merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. The Admiral will purchase intelligence from you. Ask if the Admiralty can provide a little fuel to cover your costs. We've already submitted our port reports. Could have turned in our moves of the great game, but that's okay. We don't need that. What do you need, buddy? Okay, nothing helpful. Yeah, let's get some stuff. Visit the Admiralty fuel stores. Done good work. The Admiralty will issue you with a book of little chitties. Tough challenge. Why do I need tough challenges for... Okay, well. Gain some fuel. Failed. We've gained 2 fuel. Oh, we lose favor if we fail? I don't know. Whatever. Alright, we've lost a bit of our hull, so we're going to repair it. Completely repair our hull. Completely repair. And call in some of the Admiralty's favors to get our hull repaired cheaply. Yeah. That's good enough for now. We can carouse in the docks. Might run into trouble or romance. Ooh. Let's see who's here. Ah, we can engage in officers. Let's see. An irrepressible cannoneer or a sigil-ridden navigator. 50 echoes, 20 echoes. Oh, we could get both, probably. Maybe only one. Who knows? Let me guide your ship. I know all the sea, how it was, how it will be. Please, the headaches only stop when I'm working. Navigator is a first officer who increases mirror and veils. Sure. You know what? Sure. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Oh my god, the air. The air! It's clear already. Let me chart a course for you. Oh, my head. My head. I'll appoint our new officer in a moment. We'll get our new recruit another day. But we'll carouse in the docks. Good night out. Sea shanty is good companionship in the warmth of a pub fire. We've lost some of our terror. We've ditched some coin. But it's fine. We have some recent news. Lost our free evening. That's okay. Let's have a look at what we've got. Journal's fine. Officers, yes. Has that tattoo grown since you last looked? Let's speak to him. Speak with your navigator. Yes. Now is good. Thank you. We'll invite him to dine. He has an admirable appetite for so slight a fellow. Forgetfulness, seconds, then thirds, disappear in small, hasty morsels. He's nervous and not a gifted conversationalist, but you do your best to plug the silence. When you ask about his past, he winces. I can't say, Captain. This, he taps the livid sigil on his temple, which twitches like a scorpion's sting. It has burned away my memories. I recall I have a brother, but not his name or where he is. I remember the names of the ships I've served on, the Implicit, the Bonnie Swan, but not their crew. How did he come by the sigil? He clutches his head. I don't know. Thinking about it is like fire in my skull. He grits his teeth. Someone must have hated me very much to curse me with it, but I can't even remember my enemy. Speak again to advance the story. Not for tonight, but it was a great watching plays earlier. Thank you. I hope you have a very good night. Take good care of yourself. We'll be shutting down here in a second anyway, so it's a good time for it. Quite a bit of fuel, but not a lot of supplies, so we'll buy that. Yes, we'll ditch some Scintillac, get some cash up. Stygian Ivory we will hold on to, though. Buy more supplies. Nothing to buy here. I should get a better lamp soon. That's okay. Shipyard. Let's see. So we could get other ships. I don't know what we want. We'll figure that out another day. Because I think that's as much as we have time for. Yeah, whatever. I don't care about an Invictus token. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop out here. I'm gonna have a look around and see who's around to raid, because it's getting that time of night. Let's see who's online. Bum. Is anyone here? Maybe them, maybe them. We'll see. No. Jimmy, hello. Hope you're having a good day for you, isn't it? Night? What time is it for you? I don't really know anymore. You know what? It's 4:30 p.m. Fair enough. A good time, actually. A lovely time. We're gonna raid over to Tia Singer, who is playing Outer Wilds with a friend of the channel. good old Nekomata Rai, who, if things go as planned, we should be seeing again on Saturday. Gotta talk about that, make sure that all that's all kosher. Yeah. You don't have a raid message, just go over there, give them some love. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.